Feels really odd sitting in an empty room talking to a camera, but here we go. Jeff has asked me if I can share just a little bit about what God has been talking to me about during this time of lockdown. It started off with a really nice time with him in the garden, literally and metaphorically. I spent time with the Lord, the creator of the universe, Lord, sovereign of the universe, the author of the Bible. But I also had really super times with him as my father-daughter times, and they were all really special. And then I came to a point where I was thinking, well, this is wonderful, but what is the new normal going to be like for me? I didn't want to just go back to what we did pre-lockdown just by default. I wanted it to be, if we did that, it was to be the right thing. And what the Lord said to me was, how much do you want it? Repeatedly, how much do you want it? Initially, I did a sort of spiritual MOT. I challenged myself and I tweaked some areas of my life. But still he was saying, how much do you want it? And as I thought about that, as I prayed about it, I knew that I could want it more. And one day, Jesus said, if you want it more, or to want it more, I should say, you need to share my heart. And probably for just a microsecond, he shared his heart for the Jubilee community. And it was just so powerful. His love was so overwhelming. It was the love that drove him to the cross. And I have to admit, at that point, I panicked. It was just too much. Shortly after that, I came across this reading. It's 2 Kings 13, the death of Elijah. Elijah was on his deathbed, and Joash, the king of Israel, came to him, paid honour to him as a man of God. And Elijah said to the king of Israel, take a bow and some arrows. So he took himself a bow and some arrows. Then he said to the king of Israel, put your hand on the bow. So he put his hand on it, and Elijah put his hands on the king's hands. And he said, open the east window. And he opened it. Then Elijah said, shoot. And he shot. And he said, the arrow of the Lord's deliverance and the arrow of deliverance from Syria, for you must strike the Syrians at Aphek till you have destroyed them. Then he said, take the arrows. So he took them. And he said to the king of Israel, strike the ground. So he struck 3 times and stopped. And the man of God was angry with him and said, you should have struck 5 or 6 times. Then you would have struck Syria until you had destroyed it. But now you will strike Syria only 3 times. That reading spoke to me very directly. The first part, the part where he's shooting through the window, very much felt as I had working with the Jubilee community, doing what God wanted me to do, and I could feel God's hand helping me, as Elijah's hand had helped the king of Syria. But when I came to the second part, well, I came across a commentary, and it said the king of Israel was only half-hearted about striking the ground, so he only got half the victories. And I knew what God was saying to me then. I also had the realisation that whatever Jesus was asking of me was safe. He wouldn't have asked me to do something that I wasn't capable of. So so I repented of my moment of panic. And now we're on a journey. I don't know whether it's the same journey that we would have been on if I hadn't had that moment of panic. But we're on a new journey together. And I can only say it's good.